Sporting News, one of the most respected national sports publications, told us something that we already knew. Pittsburgh is a great sports town. As KDKA's Rick Dayton reports, the Sporting News says Pittsburgh is the best sports city in America.
They are our Super Steelers, and the Penguins bring us great pride. And Sporting News magazine has taken notice.
You're the best sports city in America.
Ed Baker from Sporting News makes it official with his trophy from Tiffany's awarded to Mayor Luke Ravenstahl in front of a giant replica of next week's cover.
It's wonderful to be recognized as the City of Champions, and to have the Sporting News here to crown us with that honor is very special. Of course, being the Super Bowl champion and Stanley Cup champions doesn't hurt, but this award is also about the fans and the wonderful fan base that we have here.
From Oakland, where Jamie Dixon has the Pitt Panthers in a national spotlighting college basketball, through the downtown area, where Mellon Arena is home to the Stanley Cup champion Penguins, across the river, home of the Pirates and our world champion Pittsburgh Steelers. 398 other cities tried, but none of them could accomplish what Pittsburgh has, the winning spirit of being the best sports fans in America.
Oh, I think ultimate enthusiasm more than anything else. You know, the fact that you can travel across this country and find Steeler fans or Penguin fans in quantity. In fact, in many stadiums around the country, you see as much gold as you home colors.
And with representatives from the Steelers and Penguins on hand to accept the award, the Sporting News confirms what we've known for years. Pittsburgh is the City of Champions. Rick Dayton, KDKA TV News.
So what can being the #1 sports town in America mean for economic development? It's only appropriate that we talk about this subject as the Pittsburgh Steelers prepare to play their longtime rivals, those Cleveland Browns, this afternoon right here on KDKA TV. Andy Masich is president and CEO of the Senator John Heinz Pittsburgh Regional History Center and its Western Pennsylvania Sports Museum. Dr. Audrey Gusky is an associate professor of marketing at Duquesne University's Donahue Graduate School of Business. They both join us this morning on the Sunday Business page. Hey, welcome back, guys. It's good to have you here.
Good to be here.
You know, I love, here's the magazine. I hope a lot of folks have already seen this magazine. I thought what was interesting, of course, when you think about all the cities that we beat out, I had that list of 399. Of course, Philadelphia was #2, Boston #3, Chicago #4, Los Angeles 5, New York 6, Phoenix 7, Miami 8, Dallas 9th, and Detroit is 10th. I mean, we just really clobbered these guys.
Well, what other city has 283 consecutive sellout games at their football stadium? What other city can boast the origin of professional football in 1892 here in Pittsburgh? And what other city has its own sports museum?
You know, that's true, absolutely true, Andy. And it's a reason, I suppose, that we're spending money on this stuff, aren't we, Audrey?
Tons of money, John, and it's fabulous for the region. And not only that, but it's giving us the visibility and the position across the country that we are a winning town. We are, once again, the City of Champions. And it's not just that we're a great sports team, but if you add the G20 to it and the fact that we were the best as far as starting entrepreneurial businesses. So you add all that up and we're a well-balanced city. We have wonderful things. But keep in mind, too, when you're talking about sports, it's the business of sports. Tons of money entering this region, and that's a win-win for us all around.
Is there any evidence that people are coming to Pittsburgh because we are a #1 sports city? Do you see that at your museums?
Well, our attendance has been up 44% over the last 10 months. Now, how much of that's related to sports, how much of it relates to staycations and some of the other mega trends in the economy, it's hard to say, but there's no question that sports enthusiasts are coming to the History Center for the Sports Museum. About half of our visitors come wearing their jersey or their team colors, and they start out in the Sports Museum, and then they go and see the rest of the exhibits, how Pittsburgh changed the world through innovation, and the Abraham Lincoln exhibit. So they enter through the portal of sports, and then they discover a much different Pittsburgh.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, if sports is the attraction that brings them here, and then hopefully spend a little money, Audrey.
Exactly. And part of the image of a city is their sports teams. That's a really important aspect. And so the fact that we have winning teams, that we've been recognized across the board, people are coming into this region to spend the money. Local people are doing that as well, added up with the marketing, and I don't think anyone's going to be laughing at us anymore. If you think about what's happened to us over these past 12 months, we really can hold our heads very high and be extremely proud and recognize that we have established this reputation that, in a sense, is impeccable. And I'm so proud to be part of Pittsburgh, and we all are. And the sports teams just is like icing on the cake to add it all together.
Is there any way we use this? I mean, obviously we're benefiting from this, but if you're one of the city leaders, how do you use this to promote Pittsburgh?
Well, you know, I think that all of our city leaders do it without even thinking about it, whether they take a terrible towel to a conference in Chicago or whether they just...
or up in a spacecraft, as I recall.
Absolutely. I mean, they're obviously proud of the city, and this is a city of pride. This is a very stable community. People don't move away unless they absolutely have to, and when they do move away, well, they bring a piece of Pittsburgh with them. Right. There are over 1,500 Steelers sports bars around the country, and 100 more in other nations from places like Amsterdam to Wellington, New Zealand. It's amazing.
And in the end, is this going to mean more money for us here?
It absolutely is going to mean more money, because it's going to be bringing people into the region to check out a lot of our sports teams. It's going to be bringing more businesses into the region as well. And once again, add up all the factors. It's not just the sports, it's the G20 and all the visibility that we've had, but sports is a huge part of it. People are spending more money, people are enjoying more of the Steeler parties and the various events. And so if you add all that together, keep in mind the Pittsburgh region didn't really take the dive that a lot of other areas had. And so we're pretty stable. So to put this on top of that, I think suggests that we're going to be very viable and very strong and financially very secure for quite a while.
Audrey Gusky and Andy Masons, thank you so much for coming in and sharing. This is obviously wonderful news for all of us. We'll be back with a program note and more of the Sunday Business Page in just a few moments. Stick with us.